Welcome back to the channel, guys. Eugene Cousins here, and I'm going to be talking about a real hot topic this morning, simply because, well, I got cheesed off watching a guy burn his Warp 1 on social media this morning when I got going, and it upsets me because I can understand his frustration not being able to launch the Warp 1, but the fact is it's being blamed on the product. And the true version of, or the true knowledge on why this happens, and frustration is happening to so many pilots when they fly these advanced gliders, it's just not coming out. Why is it not coming out? Why are people not talking truthfully about why it's difficult that some guys cannot launch these gliders when it's supposed to be easy? All right, I'm telling you launching the Warp 1 is easy. So why wasn't it easy for that guy that decided to burn his Warp 1? Why was launching the Warp 1 so difficult for a pro like Tucker Gott? Hot topic, like I said. All right, and a lot of guys are asking me when they saw me launching the new F-Lite high hang points, and they were asking, why still use the high hang points? I mean, we passed that, right? We are on low hang points. This is the agreed preferred system. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. And I don't have a stake in the game to promote you or try and convince you either way, low hang points or high hang points, because Nirvana makes both. You can fly whatever you want. There is no competition, and there's no point in me trying to convince people anymore. I did years ago. I kept on trying to convince low hang points guys to do it. It won't work, and I'm not going to try and convince you. But I can try and tell you what the differences are, and you can research it for yourself. But I'll put up some clips for you. You can see what I mean. All right. So first up. We have a curriculum here for, because we are regulated airspace and licensing here in South Africa, so we have an agreed upon curriculum that was set up by a group of experts, and one of the questions is high hang points versus low hang points. All right, so here is the correct answer. High hang points is a stability system preferred for cross-country flying. Offers better comfort, better directional control, but you have less feedback coming from the glider to the pilot. Why is that? You're connecting to the heaviest part of the human body, which is close to here. That's why when you skydive, you have to arch. If you don't arch, you can't stabilize. So if you hook into this point, and whatever the glider does, there's a lot of muffling happening in the transfer of that information from the glider to what the pilot is feeling. If it was going onto a low hang point, the low hang points are attached to the skeleton of the machine, and therefore when there is flying through thermals happening, there's a lot more feedback coming to the pilot on low hang points. All right, so that is why high hang points will offer you more directional stability and more comfort for cross-country flying, and hence it is easier. It's easier to cross long distances with high hang points in difficult weather and terrain. Okay, so that's an agreed upon answer within the community. Low hang points, you connect much lower. The lower you go, the more weight shift you get. Why is that important, and why do pilots like it so much? Why is the market so big for low hang points, and why is there no competition between the two systems whatsoever when it comes to preference? Because most pilots come from paragliding, and the attachment points are at the same height between paragliding and paramotoring in low hang points. So basically it's easier for you to cross or convert between the two, or enjoy both. High hang points are being very different. You've done paragliding, and then suddenly attachment points are up here. You're going to have to reconfigure yourself for powered flight, which I don't think is a preference. So that's part of the reason why Nirvana went and made the first F-Lite a low hang points machine. It offered great weight shifting. So getting back to what is the correct answer on what does low hang points give you that high hang points do not? It gives you weight shifting. You lean one way, and the machine starts turning that way and the other way. So you fiddle around in your seat, you do whatever else. That affects your directional stability in low hang points. High hang points, you don't have that. It's attached up here. So if I move, I can't actually lean the other way. You're stabilized, so you can't affect the direction the glider is going by trying to lean that way. It's not effective, maybe a little bit, but not really. No, that's something you're going to look forward to when flying high hang points. All right. And then the third point that is really, really important is the fact that launching between low hang points and high hang points is very different. Because if I attach high hang points up here, and I've done a ton of materials on this channel and on my Facebook page, and where I illustrate that with a 360 camera. Because I'm attaching high, I've got more space to push the risers forward. So me launching the Warp 1, I look like a rock star when I do that, because I have all the space to hold the risers forward. And when I do that, the wing gets to 12 o'clock within a few meters of running, and I can go full throttle and rotate in a very short amount of distance. Okay. Low hang points are very different, because you attach now onto a frame which is not close to your body, it's down here, and you can't really push the risers forward. The risers are attached to the frame. Yes, it looks like, with swing arms, it looks like it's here with you, but remember, when you pull up the wing, the swing arms come up. Now you only have this to work with, and you can't use the technique of pushing the risers forward effectively. So what do? There's two things pilots are doing. The only one I can teach them to do is to run and bump the glider so it uses energy to shoot the glider up to 12 o'clock position. The other technique is much worse. That is where it starts becoming ingrained within their procedure to use throttle power to blow up the wing. Use that air to inflate the wing so it comes up. So maybe they run a little bit, or they tension the lines and they don't. They get stuck on it and they start throttling up. If they hold that throttle, they blow it up. But they're not sure if the glider, if they have no technique to check what the glider's position is, if it's in 12 o'clock position, then they're going to just keep on pushing like that. And that can be dangerous. It can be dangerous because you don't know what the glider is doing and doesn't necessarily come up the right way. It's not a very efficient way to get a glider up. It's more like, it's more effective for trikes than it is for foot launch. Be that as it may, if that is your technique, then realize that there is a difference between low hang points technique, whether you blow, whether you bump it, or whether you use high hang points. All three of those different techniques affects what you're going to have to do with your glider. It's less prevalent with an easy launch glider and, let's say, a beginner glider, something like the Solo or something. It's less prevalent there. But if you want to start flying pro wings, you are going to have a very good technique to get that glider up. And if you're not ready for it, then don't fly it. But use the right technique and realize, stop kicking against it, stop fighting over it, stop denying it. Hook-in points affects the technique that you need and will use to launch the glider. If you're an instructor and you're saying anything else to your students, then just be truthful to yourself that you are promoting something. I'm going to rephrase that. If you're an instructor or a brand retailer and you tell your clients that low hang points is easier to launch than high hang points, then you are lying to your clients. Is that the right thing to do just in order to promote your product? I would say it's the wrong thing to do. What you should be saying is, listen, it's different. Low hang points is different than high hang points when it comes to launch. And here is the correct technique to do it. It will affect you if you are launching the Warp 1. Why does someone like Eugene Cousins look like he's launching like a pro and makes it look so easy on the Warp 1? And I'm finding it to be difficult on the low hang points. All right? That is being truthful. High hang points is easier to launch a warp than with low hang points. But you as an instructor can then say to the client, I will show you a technique which is safe by bumping the glider up, learning to catch it. What setting on the trimmer will be best. That all is affected by hook-in points. That is the truth. Hook-in points determine what your trim setting needs to be and what technique you will use to launch the glider. And no amount of unleaded fuel and wing burning is going to change that. You are going to burn the Warp 1, you're going to burn the Warp 2, you're going to burn whatever is coming else down the pipeline, because whoever taught you was not truthful, or you simply have not been able to access the correct information, or you're stuck on an idiot's channel that is lying to you in order to promote whatever product he is promoting. All right, guys. You know what? I'm gonna put a couple of clips in here where I illustrate what I've been talking about. And secondly, I'm I'm just going to put my own clips up where I show the rotation while holding the risers forward, and hopefully we can learn through this process and we don't have to resort to burning things in order to vent our frustrations. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was my Monday rant. I'm sorry if you find it offensive. I'm sorry if you've been doing something that I have just called you out on. It's not my point to be aggressive, but it is a passionate point for me, and let's see if we can grow from it. All right.